John.
People, it's a cliche now to talk about motivation versus discipline, but it's a really important fact that you have systems set up to allow you to create this discipline in your life. Do you have anything? Could you say anything to the people that want to, like, you know, there are going to be people out there that want to do it that don't know how, right? Or that don't know where to start, how to get some sort of discipline that allows me to be the best.
Yeah. I mean, how to get the discipline. Look, it's four things I talk about, right? Outwork, out-improve, out-strategize, outlast. Outlast, I put it the last one because it's going to take a while for us to find out how long you can last. And number one, the easiest one is outwork, but it's not enough. And for someone that wants to develop discipline, how do you improve developing discipline? You start off with keeping small promises. Nothing I'm going to say in this area is going to be anything out of the ordinary. Start off by keeping small promises. Think about this mouth. Every time something comes out of your mouth, we have a similar system to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, okay? If you go to a bank wanting a $5 million loan, the first thing they're going to do is what? Okay, why do you want $5 million? I'm trying to buy this commercial property. Fantastic. What's the usage of this commercial property? I'm going to use it for myself. Excellent. Let's run a report. They run a report. They take a 1003 from you. How much money you got in the bank? It's $2,000. What's your income for the year? $180,000. What's your credit score? 680, 693, 628. You ain't getting the loan. You ain't getting the loan, right? So, but why aren't they giving you a loan? Is it unfair? Is it because, they don't like you? No, because your credit score says you don't keep your promises. That's how simple it is. So 20 years ago, I ran a credit. I have it till today. I had a 484, 495, and a 499 credit score. That's a pretty bad credit score. I kept every single file of what credit cards I owned, MBNA, Discover, Amex. I had all these things that I had to pay for. And I said, I'd go to a place, I'd like to finance this car. We're not going to let you finance this car. Why not? Have you looked at your credit score? Nobody's going to let you finance this car. I remember one time, I went to try to rent a car from Hertz. They didn't give me the car. Why don't you give me the car? You have 21 speeding tickets. Got it. So that means you don't know who I am, but my credit is telling you what my track record is for driving, and my credit is telling you what my track record is for making payments. You're right. Let me get to work. So I got to work and I sat down. I created an Excel spreadsheet. This is in 2003 to be exact, 19 years ago. And in this Excel spreadsheet, I put all my credit cards, all my checking accounts, my saving account, and anything I had of value, which I didn't have a lot at that time. Every 18th, I would run a true credit, my own credit on all three of them. It was like $19 a month. So I would run the credit. I would put the score, boom, 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 boom. I started tracking it, because you got to inspect what you expect. So I started tracking every single thing that I was doing my credit score. And I said, let me see which one's got the highest credit interest I'm paying. This one's 29%. Oh my God, let's pay this $3,200 off.
Yeah.
This one's got 28%. This one's 13%. That's going last. Everything became intentional. 6 months later, 12 months later, 24 months later, I paid everything off. And then my credit score went from 484, 495, 499 to 620 to 680 to 750 to now 800 plus, where I have massive contract with some of the largest 50, 100, 200 billion dollar insurance company because I kept my word. So discipline starts off with you starting to keep your promises and looking at this as a credit score. If you say you're going to do something, do it, or don't say at all. Do not commit if you're not going to be coming through. And it's not an easy thing to do, Will. I mean, you know this. We at the end of the day, none of us are robots. None of us are machines. Even a Brady with 7 championships, he still second guesses himself. Am I done? He talks about it openly in Man in the Arena. Jordan's not a robot. He's not a machine. Kobe, the night his Achilles heel got torn. I don't know if you remember this interview. I asked him in the interview when he and I were sitting down together. I said, Kobe, you remember when you had your Achilles? He says, yes. I said, there's a scene where you're being interviewed in the locker room and a guy's asking you a question. And he says, well, Kobe, we know they say the average recovery is 18 months, but we're talking about you. And you got emotional and you didn't want to answer it. I said, what were you thinking about? He says, because I didn't know if I wanted to go through with it because I know how hard it is. I mean, even a Kobe Bryant that we call Black Mamba, everybody's a human being. We all are being tested constantly. and then the next level as you go in it, the level of differences, this. I mean, you run a channel with 1 million subscribers. You've done a lot of stuff yourself. It's not like you don't deal around a lot of peak performers, but the gap then becomes so small where it's like, how small is it? It's so small that we're not going to know that for a while. But to start discipline is start off by keeping a word. When you say you're going to do something, work on that. And then eventually you start having trust in the words that come out of your mouth.